Well, hi everyone. It's Geezer Tony once again. Today I wanted to talk to you a little more about Kirk Jung's setup for impact golf swing. As you may know, I use this technique and it helped me so much that I wanted to teach it to people. So over the past 10 years, I have acquired the status of certified master instructor for setup for impact. If you've been watching my videos, you kind of see how it works. It's easy to learn and easy to execute. And to learn more about that, you can go to setupforimpact.com. There are schools you can sign up for. If you happen to be anywhere near my immediate area, you can come see me for a personal lesson, and I do one-day schools. Kirk does three-day schools all over the country. Today I wanted to talk specifically about one aspect of this whole technique, and that would be a particular part of the setup. Now, he named it setup for impact for a reason, because the setup is very important and it helps you achieve the impact that we teach. I want to talk about a part of that setup that I see so many people doing incorrectly. This setup tip will help everyone, not just setup for impact players. So golf specific, not setup for impact specific. So that being, what I notice is that so many people, when they go to set up, they go there with their right hand and they'll have this trail shoulder jutted out and into a dominant position in their hand way up on top. And the shoulder is here, and the shoulder is open to where they want to swing. That shoulder needs to be in a passive position, which would be, rather than here, needs to be more like this. So it needs to be, here's the wrong way that I'm talking about, and here's the correct way. So it needs to be lower than the lead shoulder, and it needs to be, at worst, square to your line of swing or your line of target. I like to have it even a little bit farther. So if you drew a line where you were going to hit, my lead shoulder is a little bit closer to it than my trail shoulder. And we need to make sure it stays there throughout the swing. We don't want it to come out here and do this kind of stuff. This is what kills a lot of people's swings. And I see this everywhere, but it's just very difficult. So today, as we play a few holes, we're going to focus on that on every shot and talk about what it's doing for us and how important it is. And maybe you'll try it and it'll help your game quite a bit. So let's get on over to number 10T now. Here we are on number 10T. We're going to play a few holes and we're going to try to focus on this trail shoulder being in the correct place and staying there throughout the swing. Alignment stick down here so you could see what I'm trying to do. So what I see people do is walk up to their shot and they're like this. And they look like this. Shoulders out in a dominant position. I don't think very much good can happen from there. You could swing this way or you could just chunk it or something. But so in the part of the setup that we teach, we want you to have the club in your left hand. Take your stance parallel to the stick and then have your shoulder back and down. If you can see from there, it's like this, because that's where we're going to be at impact if we make a correct impact. So we want to start with the left hand on there, take our stance, have our shoulder back, trail hand goes on. It doesn't need to be, watch this. When I put it way up there, look what the shoulder does. When I put it down here, look what the shoulder does. So we want the hand, the trail hand, to be about a 45-degree angle. It's probably going to be stronger than what a lot of you are used to, which probably won't hurt most of you. So here we are in a good setup position. That way we can swing in line with this stick without having to make any manipulations. We still have to do all the other things that we think of too, like stay down, swing smooth, be still, so forth. And so you can see here at impact that the shoulders are still aligned to where they were at setup. The key is keeping the right shoulder back, not letting it jut out towards the ball. So we're going to do this through the whole round. I'm not going to stop action everyone, but that's what we're focusing on today. It'll help you tremendously. There we go. Right out in the fairway. That one started out down this line that this was on and it had a little bit of draw. We got a little too far behind these tree limbs. We're going to need to draw a wedge, which can be done. But really we're focused on the shoulder. So even if it goes straight, we're talking about the shoulder. We're going to put the club face where we want the ball to start, which is right by the limb. We're going to aim out to a line out to the right, basically out here. Club face is aimed here. We're going to swing here. We should see this thing hook some. Yeah. And it's right in the middle of the green. The key was not thinking, I need to go left, and get this shoulder out here again. We got to keep this shoulder in its place in a passive position. Low and back. Low and back, right shoulder. Well, this ended up pretty nice. We're 10 feet. Didn't play enough. Flag stick is almost behind those bushes over on the right. And I have 187 yards. 186, I'm going to go with 6-iron. Just try to hit a solid one down that area as though I'm hitting a tee shot or something. Don't try too hard, just aim and fire. Shoulder set up correctly. That's at it. It was a little bit mishit. Bounced right up on the green, hit on the front fringe and bounced on. So I like to call that a setup for impact miss. One of the best things about setup for impact is that your bad shots get way better. And that wasn't a great shot. It was thin, it was low, but it's in the middle of the green with a birdie putt. You know, it's a strange game we play. I don't think if I had pured that 6-iron, it would have gotten any closer than this. Probably not even as close. And I'm left with a straight in 10-footer. Well, the rest of this video, we're just going to focus on the shots and the shoulder, not show all the putting and what have you. Hole number 12. Toughest par 4 driving hole out of here. Narrow landing area, long hole. What do we want to think about? We want to think about this shoulder, bent down and back. We want it to stay there when we swing too. Not let it get out here, but keep it underneath. Let's see if we can do that and maintain that position throughout the swing. And again, you can see at impact, the right shoulder, the trail shoulder, is still down lower than the left. It's still in close to me. And the lead shoulder is beginning to move left, as it has to do as you swing through. But all in all, the right shoulder is in its correct position at impact, and we didn't let it spin around and get closer to the ball as we came into impact. Yeah. Straight up the middle. It had a little cut, but I don't consider that a problem. 160 to the back pin. Going with a smooth 8. We're going to focus on the shoulder, set up. I'm going to aim a little left of the flag. Shoulder back. We're going to keep it back there throughout the swing. Move our body. Oh yeah, right at it. Which would mean that was a slight push. But again, as I say so often, that's why we aim them where we do, to give ourselves a little room for error. And that error turned out to be really good instead of bad. I think we're going to go 2 more holes, this one in a par 3. And we're just seeing how well this right shoulder back works. And it's working really well. Haven't really hit a ball way offline or anything. So let's focus on the same thing again. A good setup. Left hand on the club. Take the stance. Right hand on at a 45-degree angle. Shoulder back. Shoulder back. Another good one. Yes, sir. Okay, whew, tough walk up that hill. I'm still catching my breath here. Okay, I've got almost 150 to a front pin, but it's uphill and the wind is at us a little. So I'm going to go with 8. So I don't have to swing so hard. So let's set up correctly and get that shoulder position correct. Here we go. Keep it low. Keep it back away from the target line. Stay still, move your body, and keep that shoulder down. That's a miss hit, but it's going to be on the green. Well, as I said back there, it was a miss hit. I'd call it an online miss hit. Yeah, I missed the green, but I'm 20 feet from the hole. So, what are we going to do here? I know a lot of you would putt, and that's fine if you want to putt, if you're good at it. I hardly ever do that. I'm pretty good at chipping, so I prefer to chip. So I don't have a lot of room here for the ball to roll out. So I am going to very, very slightly open the face, like maybe 2 or 3 degrees, and then hit my standard. That's going to have a more descending landing angle and not roll as far. I'm going to carry it onto the green. So the knee's starting to bother me, and I think I've made my point with the shoulder. So next time you go out to play or to the range, think about that. Trail shoulder, if you're a righty or a lefty, you want that shoulder to be not in a dominant position, but in a more passive position. And when you get into that position from here to here, you're going to feel like, hey, I'm almost in my impact position here. I'm just not turned. If you swing and you turn your body and you keep your shoulders in that same position, it'll be easier to get into that impact position. So I hope this video has helped you. I hope you've enjoyed it. And have a great day. And so for now, this is Geezer Tony signing off. Till next time.